Monkey alert. Monkey alert. Monkey alert. What are all these little bumpies? She's starting to get like little bumps, and I wonder if there's like little like gnats trying to like bite her, because I've been getting little like bumps too, and I think they're like the little like gnats that come in from outside, and they fly in super quick whenever we try to come in from our doctor's appointments. Okay, you guys, so we're gonna do a little quick milky breaky. So I thought that I would do a little sit down video. You guys, I'm in the same nightgown again. If you guys have not seen my vlogs, you already know I'm addicted to this nightgown. I have a nightgown and then a nursing top that like just clap, and I don't even gotta wear a bra with it. And the most amazing invention ever. If you guys are about to have your baby, you guys got to do it. Okay, you guys, so I'm sitting down to film a birth story because I was unable to do a birth vlog. So if you guys have not seen my Welcome Baby Zaya's Here video, if you guys do not know, my name is Autumn. Welcome to my channel. I started off my channel with beauty and then vlogs and then all kinds of fun stuff, and then I randomly got pregnant, and now I think I'm switching my niche to Mommyville, because probably still some makeup and vlogs, and I don't even know, but I think majority it's all gonna be Mommyville. Okay, I had a baby on June 20th of this year, 2020. And I did have a baby through COVID-19, through all this craziness, also through just a lot. It was just a crazy time, but it was a beautiful time because now I have my beautiful baby girl who's currently drinking milky. So anyways, you guys, let me go on ahead and just break down the story of what happened. But if you guys have not seen my pregnancy vlogs and just fun stuff like that, I do have tons of pregnancy content and also nesting, getting ready for the baby, prepping the nursery. And I even have on my Welcome Baby Zaya, I have the last footage of me being pregnant. So definitely go on ahead and check that out because it's just super fun. But anyways, so let me tell you guys what had happened. So I was probably, okay, so I was 36 weeks. And I want to say 3 days pregnant, and I had went, or was I 36 weeks and 3 days? Maybe I was just barely 36 weeks. I don't remember when my appointment was. But point is that I was 36 weeks, and I had went to my 36-week doctor appointment, and they told me, they're like, okay, so I guess they checked my blood pressure. My blood pressure was a little bit high. I think it was like at 130 or something like that, over like 100 or something. It was just a really high blood pressure or whatever. I don't even remember what it was at, but it was in the highs. And so they were like, whoa, this could be like a sign of preeclampsia and da this and da that. And you know, I was having like some of the symptoms like spotted vision, swollen feet, like stuff like that. So they were kind of like a little bit concerned, but they're like, no, let's just wait, and then we'll check your blood pressure again after your appointment, and if it's still high, then we'll freak out more about it. So anyways, in came the doctor, whatever the heck she is. She came, she checked my cervix, and she was like, whoa. She was like, you're already 3 centimeters dilated. She's like, you're 80% effaced. You can have your baby anytime this week. And she seemed pretty like confident in it. I know like for everybody's different, and some people are like, I'm like 100% effaced for like 10 months and I haven't had my baby yet, or I've been 3 centimeters dilated for like 2 years and I haven't had my baby yet. You guys already know how the baby forums go if you guys go and comment on there. But I was like so excited, and I was like, oh my god, like I wasn't not expecting to have my baby, you guys. I was not honestly expecting to have my baby till after 40 weeks or like getting induced at 39 weeks. That's what I was hoping for, but I was really expecting to have her like after 40 weeks, because my sisters are like, that's usually how it goes. All my sisters had cesareans for both their babies. Both my sisters, 2 of my sisters, I have another sister named Daisy, but 2, Summer and Elizabeth, they both each had 2 cesareans with both their children. They each have 2, so they couldn't like relate to me and my experience and stuff. But they were like, usually girls do not give birth before 40 weeks, like whenever they're gonna have a baby. That's just like not how it goes. Usually they'll give birth after the baby. So I was like, okay, whatever. So anyways, but she was like, you're 3 centimeters dilated, 80% phase. And I'm like, what does effaced mean? And then that's whenever I went from my nesting YouTube obsession to with basement and this and dilation and that, and then I started obsessing over YouTube videos like that. if you guys are watching this video, you guys probably have been obsessing over baby videos too, like how I obsessed over baby videos. And now I obsess over baby vlogs and moms who are kind of going through the same, you know, point of life as me. My favorite vlogger right now is Cami Carter. She's like my ultimate favorite. But anyways, so, and Almond, I think that's her name. I first followed her because I was like, oh my goodness, she has my same name. But she's really, really cool. I really, really like her videos and her vlogs. Anyways, so she told me that, and then they checked my blood pressure again, and it was still super high. So they were like, oh my goodness, we're gonna send you to labor and delivery right now. We're gonna send you to labor and delivery, and you're gonna have to go and get monitored and see like if they'll induce you today. If you do come out with preeclampsia after blood work, they will induce you today, and if not, you're just gonna get monitored, or I don't know what the heck they said about labor and delivery. And I started freaking out because if you guys do not know, my husband does work out of town, and so it was kind of just like scary and stuff, because it was just like, it was just freak out mode, okay? And I was like, oh my goodness. So my husband on that day was actually leaving town to go to work, and just while he was 2 hours out, he was able to rush back into town, because I was like, babe, they sent me to labor and delivery, and I don't know what the COVID rules or laws were like here in the state that I live in. I didn't know like if we had to like bring the person that comes in with us is the person that stays with us, or I don't know if somebody could come in after you were already admitted. Like, I didn't know if I was gonna get admitted, if I wasn't. All I knew is that I was gonna go to labor and delivery triage. So anyways, I went over there, they put me on monitors. I was being monitored for a while, and then after that they were like, hey, well, your blood results came back negative, and they were like, so for preeclampsia, my blood pressure was still like a little bit high, but they're like, we're just gonna go on ahead and send you home. And then I was like, okay. So then they sent me home that day, but I was like holding on to like the words of my doctor, and I was like, no, I'm gonna have my baby this week. I'm gonna have my baby this week. And then there went my whole obsession of self-induction and trying to have my baby. So I just did what everybody usually does. I got on the pregnancy ball, the yoga ball. I was batting my heart out. I was walking like a maniac, like crazy. And then even, you guys are gonna think that I'm crazy. You guys are gonna think that I'm crazy. But I even took like Midwives Brew, and I was like going crazy. But wait, because Midwives Brew, it didn't work for me in the beginning, and then it did work. So anyways, you guys, just for the days, I just like kept on going, and I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna keep on going, and I'm gonna keep on trying to have this baby, and I'm just gonna relax. I was relaxing my body. I would go walking for like 2 hours a day, like throughout the week. We were just like kind of like all over the place, like at my sister's house, at my mother-in-law's house, my mom's house. I was just like trying to walk and trying to like push my body to go into labor, which was probably like, I know a bunch of people are like, at 36 weeks you're not full-term, don't do it. But point is that I did it. My baby was weighing overweight anyways, and I was just like, I do not care, I'm gonna go ahead and do it. And my baby, you guys, was weighing, she told me that at that appointment for that ultrasound, they had told me that the baby was like weighing, I want to say it was like close to 7 pounds, if not already 7 pounds. And they're like, your baby's big, like da da da. She has like a really big head. She even seems like if she's measuring ahead of schedule. So I was like, okay, whatever. So anyways, point is that I kept on doing it, and I was having like Braxton Hicks contractions back and forth. And then whenever it was weird, because whenever I would walk and whenever I was active and I was bouncing on the yoga ball and going on my walks, like my active walks, I was having real contractions, you guys. I really feel it. So Braxton Hicks contractions, some people will tell you, you got to be in excruciating pain, screaming off the roof, going crazy, and no, that's not the way that it works. So I was having just tight, like squeezing. It felt kind of period crampy, but also kind of like a tight squeeze. And it's like your stomach, it feels like if it's like squeezing like really hard in, and then it will like release, and the tightness kind of goes like around your tummy, but it's more like on your area where like you would feel period cramps, more in the pelvic region than anything. I feel like even like up to later on in birth scenario, active labor, you guys, my stomach was not like, my whole stomach wasn't like like it wasn't like how people had told me about it. So anyways, so I would go on walks and I would only feel Braxton Hicks. I mean, I would only feel contractions whenever I walked, and then it was like whenever I went into chill mode, then it felt like Braxton Hicks again, where it was like kind of not really, where I was kind of questioning it a little bit. So I started timing all my contractions, and I used this app, which is really good. I would definitely recommend it to you guys. It's this contractions app. I don't know if you guys see it right here. It's this app right here, and it's called Contractions, and you can track all of your contractions. Really cool app. I even have all my contractions on the day that I gave birth, and it's so bad. But I'm gonna share this with you guys so that you guys can see how my contractions are going, so that if you guys experience a similar thing, whatever. So anyways, you guys, so I went and I did all of that stuff, and then it was just like, that was just going on for like 3 days. And I was like, you know what, this is probably just all fake. I'm probably not even gonna have my baby. I had my husband stay back from work for no reason, and I was freaking out, and I was crying, and I was crying, and I was freaking out. The point is that the next week I was gonna have an appointment anyways. So I went to my 37-week appointment, you guys, and it was pretty much that story for the whole week. I had taken Midwives Brew twice that week. I was experiencing more contractions, but it did not put me into labor. It did not bring me to active labor. Then I went to my 37-week appointment, and I was like, throughout the week I was like looking up all kinds of stuff, and I was like hearing a lot of stuff about membrane sweeps. So I was like, you know what, if I am dilated more, I am going to get a membrane sweep. Like, I do not care. So, and I was trying everything, you guys, like from sex to walking to bouncing on the ball to different exercises to even squatting. Like, I was trying everything to try and get my body ready, and nothing was working. So I was like, I'm gonna try this membrane sweep. Hopefully my OB will give it to me. In my OB office, they kind of transfer you within like the providers, and I got to see this midwife who I saw for majority of my pregnancy, and then towards the end I started switching through doctors. But this midwife, she's kind of like hard to nudge her to like do things on me, or like just to ask her questions. She's kind of like, it's her way or it's the highway, or it's her opinion or no opinion. She's kind of like one of those ones, like she's kind of like a know-it-all, or she doesn't really whatever. She thinks you're one of the crazy thousands pregnant women who's just acting crazy, which honestly no pregnant woman is crazy. It's just kind of how they make you feel, right, in the doctor's offices. So anyways, I was like, you know what, I told Dominic, I was like, I'm gonna ask her for this membrane sweep. Hopefully it will work, and hopefully like she'll just allow me to do it. So if you guys do not know what a membrane sweep is, a membrane sweep is where they go in there and they use, so they go in there with their fingers. I think it's just like 2 fingers, and they stick it in your vagina, and they kind of like remove any sort of glue or bonding that connects your amniotic sac to your uterine wall, to the uterus wall. So anything that's holding that sac, they go in there and they remove whatever could be holding it. So anyway, so she checked my thing, and first thing that I said, oh, just to get it out of the way, my first cervix check, it did not hurt. If you guys are like freaking out about, do cervix checks hurt? They don't. But I was also in my pregnancy, like I was not, I'm so sorry if any of my family is watching this. If any of my family is watching this, I am sorry. You guys gonna know the dirties of my life. So anyways, me and Dominic were like active. If you guys get what I'm saying, we were active, and it was so I think that's maybe why it didn't hurt me, the cervix check. But so yeah, so it did not like hurt me, but I know that I was already, I guess since I was also already dilated, maybe that's another reason why the cervix check also didn't hurt me. But it didn't really feel like anything, and she checked it so quick. So anyways, whenever she did the membrane sweep though, she went in there, she checked my cervix, and she's like, yeah, you're still about a 3, which I really don't think that I was. I think I was a little bit bigger than a 3, because that's just how I felt, okay? But maybe I was still a 3, but I I was mad at that lady, so I was like, I'm not about a 3. And so then I told her, I was like, okay, well, like, I want to get the membrane sweep. And then she was like all trying to talk me out of it, and told me about all these risks from the membrane sweep or whatever. And I was like, girlfriend, don't even waste your breath on the risk. I need the membrane sweep. So then I went on ahead, and she was like, okay, so I'm gonna do it. You're gonna feel some pressure, and if you need any breaks, let me know and we can stop. So anyways, she dug her hands in there. Oh my goodness, you guys, the membrane sweep really did like feel like it wasn't like excruciating pain, but it was just like dang, that really hurts. And so, but it wasn't like excruciating pain, if you guys get what I'm saying. So anyways, she went in there and she says, wow, I'm able to go all the way around your sac. So she was able to go all the way around. She did say that she could feel like the baby's head. Same thing whenever I went for my cervix check the week prior to. She also told me that the baby's head was really low. So that was another reason why I also thought that I was gonna go to labor, because the baby was already pretty like low, stationed pretty low, I want to say. So then so anyway, she did the membrane sweep. I did, like, whenever she took out her hand, there was tons of blood on her hand. So, you know, I was like, okay, well, that's fine. So she was like, do expect to bleed after the membrane sweep. So I was bleeding, you know, after the membrane sweep. Then so I went to my appointment. That was probably at around 8:30. So at around 9, I was like, you know what, I'm gonna do the Midwives Brew again. I don't care what anybody says, I'm gonna do the Midwives Brew. So I did the Midwives Brew again, okay, you guys. And I was like, if anything, like, I did the membrane sweep, that should help to kind of put me into active labor, because they say that membrane sweeps can put you into active labor within 48 hours. Like, if it doesn't work within 48 hours, then you know that it wasn't effective. But if your baby's ready to come, the membrane sweep should work. And then also they say if your baby's ready to come, Midwives Brew will work. So I took Midwives Brew probably at around 12 o'clock. And then randomly, you guys, like, I started to experience like stronger like contractions throughout the day, because I went for a walk with Dominic. It was kind of hard too, because you guys know it's been really hot, summertime. So anyways, we went for like a 45-minute walk, and I was just like really feeling it, you guys. But I wasn't like feeling it like kind of like, ooh, this like hurts, but I was just like feeling it. But I was also just like not really in a good mood. I felt really off. Like, I wasn't even really hungry. Like, I just felt like really like moody and just like really like off. Like, I just wasn't having it, you guys. That's how I remember feeling. And then I remember after that walk, we had even came home, and I just was like, I was like not like in a great mood. And so there was plenty of times where I was getting contractions on that app to where it would tell me get ready or go to the hospital or do stuff like that. But I never went, because I was like, no, I'm just gonna relax, and I want to wait till I'm like 2 hours where I'm feeling constant, you know, contractions, and where I'm feeling contractions to where I'm sitting down or standing up, because I just didn't want to go to the hospital and get sent home. Like, I don't like to be going back and forth like that, and it would make me mad to get sent home, so I didn't want to go to the hospital just to get sent home. So anyways, probably at around like 7 o'clock I started to experience them more, but it was like 4 minutes here, 2 minutes there, 7 minutes here. Then there was even like a 23-minute gap. So I was like, nah, this ain't really happening. Then came around 9 o'clock, and I started to experience them a little bit more frequent. But then again, there was another 20-minute gap. So I was like, nah, this ain't really happening. Then came 10 o'clock, and that's whenever I started to really feel them, like every 5 minutes, every 4 minutes. And then there was even like a 1 minute gap at one point where I was feeling my contractions, and my contractions were lasting like 30 seconds, 50 seconds, 1 minute, 3 seconds, 55 seconds. Like, that's kind of how it was. So they were just really still not that consistent. So then I was kind of experiencing them like a little bit more consistent. I took a hot bath, and I was just like, you know what, I'm just gonna try to relax myself, try to release some oxytocin and get this baby on the loose. Let's get her coming. And so she's like so knocked out right now off milk. So I was like, okay, let's get this going. And it's so crazy thinking about this, how my life was just so different like in that day, and I'm like didn't even know what was coming the next day. But anyways, so I kind of just like, I was just trying to relax and stuff. So I finally decided to call up the hospital at around 12, and I was like, look, I've been experiencing contractions all day. They've been like really inconsistent though. They were pretty much in between like 3 to 5 minutes, but I did have some at like 6 or some at 7. So she was like, okay, let's just wait and let's not come in until they're consistently at 5 minutes apart. They have to be 5 minutes apart or 4 minutes apart. They have to be at a consistent number, not like all around the place. And so I was like, okay. She was like, because we could bring you in and monitor you, but if you're not like advancing like into active labor, like we can't keep you here. And I was just like, okay. So I just waited, and I just waited for like 2 more hours. So this is where I knew I was going into active labor, because it had all really changed. And I guess this is where they tell you, if you know, you know. I had then I had went, okay, so then I was like not really feeling it, and then Dominic was playing the video game and he was just chilling, but I just like felt like really off. And then I would like sit down on the couch, and I was still feeling like stomach tightness and like really strong period cramps. That's what it felt like. Then I would go and lay down. I was still getting like my contractions in and out, and like really strong period cramps. So it was really different, because whenever I went into resting position, then I was still having the contractions and the period cramps. So I was like, okay, I think this is getting a little bit more real and a little bit more active. Because whenever I had last called, like I thought I was going into labor, but I was like, maybe they'll just keep me and induce me like if I continue to go or whatever. But no, you guys, this time I was like, wait, I actually think I'm going into labor, because the contractions were like not painful in the beginning. Like it just felt like tightening, but then the cramping, so I naturally have really strong period cramps, and so to me, I'm kind of like used to them. Like they kind of like hurt, but they like don't like hurt to where I'm like so I was like feeling like just stronger pain whenever I would have a contraction, and it started to feel like an extremely strong like period cramp. Like if I could express like okay, so I had a miscarriage in the past. The cramping was similar to the cramping of like a miscarriage. So that's why I was like, okay, I think that now this is like kind of getting a little bit more real, because I was cramping like that and my stomach was tightening like whenever I was laying down, and it started to hurt really bad. And that's whenever I was like, you know what, I'm gonna get ready, and I don't care if she tells me that I need to wait. I'm just gonna go into the hospital now. So I called them up and I was like, look, they're getting a little bit more closer together, which they were they went out of the 7-minute range, and I was for sure just getting them between 4 to 5 minutes. But I was like, they're not exactly at the same time, but they're getting a lot stronger to where the pain is beginning to become like really strong. Like I don't know if it would be wise to stay at home. So she was like, okay. It was a different nurse on the phone this time. So she was like, okay, if you want to, just go ahead and come on in, and we'll go on ahead and monitor you. And then if not, you know, you'll get sent home, but go on ahead and come on in anyways. So I went in, and it was probably, by this time that I called her, it was around 2 a.m. So I went in at around 4 a.m. and I went into the hospital, and then I had told, I'm gonna hold her sitting up because she just drank milky. And so I'm gonna kind of like burp her as we go. So then I know. So then now I'm gonna be really chilling while I'm telling you guys this story. So then you guys, I had went into the hospital, and they let my husband go in with me right away to triage, which was really cool. So I know in other places, while they monitor you with COVID, they like don't let your husbands go, but they let my husband go. And we didn't have to wear masks as patients. They had to wear masks as the people, and if we wanted to wear a mask, we could, but we didn't have to wear a mask. Like I personally did not have to wear a mask like in triage, and I wasn't like forced to wear a mask like in the room while giving birth. I did wear my mask though out of respect, and then I ended up taking it off like a couple minutes into triage, because let me just tell you guys. So we went in, and it was probably close to like 3 o'clock, and I went in, and she was like, so she checked my cervix, and she was like, I told her this morning I was 3 centimeters dilated, and I also got a membrane sweep at my doctor's appointment, and I was 80% effaced. And she was like, okay, so let me check your cervix and let's see where you're at. So she checked my cervix, and I was 4 centimeters dilated, and she said that I was still about 80% effaced. So I was like, oh my goodness, okay, so my dilation had went like up. And so then she was like, okay, I'm gonna hook you up to the monitor, and then I'm going to we're gonna see where you're at in an hour, and if you advance in an hour, we'll keep you here. But if you don't advance within the hour, then we're probably gonna send you home. So then she also did check my she checked my blood again, I want to say, because my blood pressure was high again, and she was like, okay, we're gonna check your blood again and we're gonna see how you're doing. And then my urine, she also checked my urine as well for the preeclampsia, and she said that, point is that she said that all my levels, you guys, were like borderline preeclampsia. So it was like they were still okay, but they were like a number or two off of preeclampsia. And so she was like, either, she says, your preeclampsia results came back like kind of like borderline, so we're just gonna go on ahead and, well, let me tell you guys. So then the hour had passed, and that's whenever she came back with the results and with everything. And that's whenever I took off my mask by then, because I was like just so out of it, you guys. And Dominic was being so patient with me, but my contractions, you guys, had started to get way like worse. Like they started to like hurt. But the whole time that I was in labor, like I did not cry, which was really weird. And I didn't even cry whenever I gave birth, because I'm gonna tell you guys later, but I did not cry like at all while I was in labor. And I was just like breathing, and I was just like, God, please help me. And I was just breathing, and I was like like the whole time. But it was just like really relaxed, and Dominic was really respectful, and he was just really quiet. Okay, point is that, so then she came in 2 hours later, and she told me the results on my preeclampsia stuff. And she was like, okay, well, she goes, you're like borderline. She goes, so we wouldn't keep you for that. She goes, but we're gonna go on ahead and keep you anyways, because she checked my cervix, and she's like, because now you're 6 centimeters dilated, and you're like around 90% effaced, I want to say. So within the hour, I had it dilated 2 centimeters up to 6, and I was around 90% effaced. And I was like, oh my gosh, it was so fast. And I was like, no wonder why, because my contractions had gotten like way stronger. So then she got me into my room, and I went to my room to give birth. And it was such a crazy experience, you guys. Like just sitting here now, like it all feels like such a dream, especially now that I'm holding my baby. I truly believe that God had favor over me with my whole experience. So then so then I went into the labor and delivery room, and I started to, you guys, I can't stop talking. I talk so much. I go into such deep detail, but this is for you girls who like deep detail. So, and then she was like, and we have to get, she put me on an IV, because she says that I had to go through, I'm pretty sure it was like 2 bags of IV fluid, or if not 1 whole bag, but I'm pretty sure she said that I had to go through 2 bags in order to do the epidural, because if not, then my blood pressure could also raise during the epidural, and that there could just be complications, and like my body can go into distress or whatever. I don't even know what the heck she said. So then I was like, okay, or I think it was like the baby could go into distress. I don't know which one it was. So anyways, I had gotten the IV put in, and she put in my stuff or whatever. And then she came back an hour after that. So she checked me out at 4. Then she came back in at 5, and I have my results written down. She came back in at 5, and I was already 7 centimeters dilated. She's like, okay, so now you're 7 centimeters dilated. And I was like, okay, cool, so I'm ready for this. So then probably like at around like, I want to say like 5:45ish or whatever, like closer to 6, you know, maybe like around 5:30ish, my bad, I'm going like really off. So maybe around like 5:30ish, she came in with the guy to do my epidural. And so they did the epidural. The epidural didn't really hurt, but it did suck, because I was getting like contractions while I was getting the epidural done. And meanwhile, he was doing my epidural, she was trying to find a new place for my IV, because they put it in my wrist, and I told them, I'm not good for veins in the wrist. You have to put it right here on this arm. That's the only place where I get good IVs at. And so she was just picking me even over here, and just really messing me up. And I had 2 bad IVs, and she had like, I had like a big old hard ball right here. It really sucked. And so anyways, they were just like going all around the place, and I told them that not to, but they didn't want to listen to me. But anyway, so I got the epidural, and then the guy was like, oh, I think I put it in wrong, but we'll see if it works. And I was like, Okay. So then anyways, you guys, point is that the epidural did end up working, and it didn't really hurt. It just felt like a little bit of pressure, but it really just didn't hurt. But I was also really just trying to relax my mind and stay calm, and I was just pretending like if nothing was going on. And like with the cramping and with the tightness, I was just pretending like if I was like on my period and like nothing was going on. So I got the epidural, and it was almost like instantly, you guys, the pain part of it had went away, but I still felt all the tightness and all the pressure of my contractions. And then it was finally around 6 a.m. that she came back in to come and check my dilation. And by 6 a.m. I was she was like sticking her fingers in me, and she's like, yeah, she's around like a good 8. And then my water had broke. And after I'd gotten the epidural, you guys, I was so tired that I was like in and out of my sleep throughout my whole labor process. So I was like contracting and stuff, but I was like in and out of sleep with each contraction. But I was like kind of like asleep the whole time, but like I would like wake up to feel the contraction. And she even like came and checked me, and I was like this, like, oh, okay, whatever. And my water broke, and I felt it break, but you guys, like I was like asleep. It was really, really weird. Even up to whenever I was pushing and after I had the baby, like I was just really like dozy and like really, really sleepy like the whole time. So that was another really weird thing, and that could also be why like it hurt, but it like didn't really hurt that bad. So then around they came in at around 7 a.m. and they were like, oh, she's still around 8 centimeters dilated. So they're like, let's go on ahead and get her on the peanut ball. And that's, I had a nurse switch by then. My nurse had switched because it was the morning time. It was day shift now, not night shift. So anyways, the new nurse came in and they put me on the peanut ball one side for like, I want to say it was like 20 minutes. And then they put me like on this side for maybe like 15 minutes or something like that. But I just remember it was like a 45-minute period where I was on the peanut ball after being 8 centimeters still, because they were like, no, she's still not opening up, let's check. So then while I had the peanut ball in me, you guys, I had art on me. If you guys do not know, the peanut ball is like a yoga ball, but it's in the shape of a peanut, and they stick it in between your legs to help you open up more. But while I was on the peanut ball, you guys, I just had this strong feeling that I had to go poop, like really, really bad. And I was like, oh my goodness, I have to go poop, I have to go poop. And I told the nurse, I was like, look, I really have to go poop. Like, I don't know what to do, because I can't like get off the bed because I had the catheter in me. So I was like, I know that I can't like go poop right now. I just have to go poop. And I like wanted to poop in the bed. Like I didn't even care. Like I was like, I don't even care if I just poop in the bed. I really, really, really have to go poop. And she was like, oh my gosh, I think you're ready. And then she pulls the peanut ball out of me and she checked me and she was like, oh yep, you're already at 10. Baby's ready to come. And I was like, okay, I have to go poop. And she was like, okay, well, she was like, don't push, don't do anything yet, because we gotta get the doctor and he's attending to another patient right now, and we gotta wait for him to come. And then they started bringing in like the stuff to like put my legs up and do all this stuff, and then, you know, started to kind of prep everything. And I was like, okay. But you guys, I felt like if I had to go poop so bad that I was even like trying to push out my poop already. And it just feels like if you really, really, really have to go poop. That's all that I can describe, like the feeling of pushing. And it didn't, like, it kind of hurt. Oh, my contractions did really hurt after the epidural. Like they were getting so tight to where I felt pain again. That's how tight it was getting. But like whenever I had to go poop, like it didn't hurt that I had to go poop. It just severely felt like I had to go poop, and I couldn't even think about my contractions because all that I knew is that I had to go poop. And so then she was like, okay. And I was like, look, I cannot wait on the doctor. Like I have to go now. She's like, okay, are you ready to push now? And I was like, yeah, I have to push now. So then we started to push like after 8 a.m. because that was 8 a.m. that she said that I was 10 minutes dilated. But all that I know, you guys, is that I started to push, and within 15 minutes, you guys, my baby had came at 8:46 a.m. of pushing. The doctor did not end up delivering my baby. The nurse practitioner had to deliver my baby because the doctor was taking his sweet time, washing his hands, using the bathroom, doing this, doing that. He didn't make it into the room until my stitch, so it was time to do my stitches, because I did have a small tear after the whole shenanigans. The point is, you guys, after I had the baby, I was just so in shock that I pushed her out so fast, and that my whole labor experience had went by so fast. But you guys, I truly felt like I was like really I want to say, I don't know everybody else's birth experiences, but I felt like if I just had the most amazing birth experience ever as far as pain level, the time of birth, like how long like labor went. I just felt really relaxed. But I really do believe that I did labor a lot like at home, because I was just having lots of back pain at home, contractions at home, feeling really in and out of breath at home. Just, I feel like all the pre-labor symptoms, I had it all at home. And I feel like, I guess I didn't go in until it was really time for my body like to start its labor. So I don't know, I can definitely say that I would rather spend my whole labor in the hospital, but I did not even know that I was in labor. So I ended up just going in like once it was active and it was time to go. But I'm just really, really grateful for my experience of giving birth and just the whole 9 yards. And yeah, so that's my birth story, you guys. And this little sweet girl weighed 6 pounds. I have it right here. I'm pretty sure it was 6 pounds 6 ounces, but I could be wrong. Maybe it was 6 pounds 4 ounces. My brain is already all over the place. But my precious baby girl was born on 6/20. This was my little thing, my little board. Go follow my Instagram, you guys, because I post up pictures and stories of her. But if you guys do not know, my baby's name is Zaya Rose Doñez, my precious baby. She was born on June 20th, 2020 at 8:46 a.m. She weighed 6 pounds 7.4 ounces, and she was 17.5 inches long. Oh, my baby. Her newborn clothes, you guys, was like so big on her. But anyways, you guys, so she was born at 37 weeks, so she was still 37 weeks and 3 days. I turned a week every Wednesday and I had her on Saturday. And so I did have her like kind of early, still at full term, but I did have her early. Was not expecting to go into labor early, and the membrane sweep did work for me. And I want to say that the Midwives Brew did also work for me whenever my body was ready to go, in case you guys are wondering. So then you guys, it was just a crazy experience, but I was really, really blessed. And yeah, so I just pray for you guys who are pregnant right now, and also for just giving birth through COVID, you guys. It was really not a bad experience at all. The nurses made me feel so relaxed and so normal. It sucks to not have your family there, but if you do have a spouse or a partner, or if you do have like your mom or your sister or just anybody there with you, it's really nice to just have that one person that you can rely on in the hospital and not have to worry about so many people coming in and out, because it just gives you time to relax, get to know your baby, just get to know, even like for me, I got to know my husband a lot more through the experience. He was so supportive, so helped me to be so relaxed. And he was just a really good support system, and we just got to relax and get to know our baby just very relaxed without having so many visitors. So it wasn't all that bad, but that's my perspective on it all. But anyways, you guys, here is Zaya, and you guys will see her on vlogs and stuff. But let me show you guys her, who, if you guys have not seen her, this is my little baby. She's wearing her little turban hat. It's already all coming off of her little ear, but this is my sweet, sweet girl. She is already a month old. My eyebrows are all messy, and my eyebrows are messy, and I look very, very messy right now, but it's okay because mommy's still yummy, and she's still gonna give me milky, and she's still gonna change my diaper. And that's all that she cares about. So I will see you guys next time. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. Ooh. And I will see you guys on the next round. Bye.